Back to the checklist. Okay, we're going to hold the glide slope indicator centered and watch for the dote me. Okay, here comes the glide slope. It gets there before we get to dote me. So as this really gets close to center, in fact, I'm going to touch the power back. I'm a little bit above 80. We don't want to be that fast. I'm going to put down one click of flaps. Okay. And we just went through the glide slope indicator. That's fine. I'm going to go down to -5 and pull the power back. Well, the power is probably right now pretty good. So what I want to do is catch the glide slope. So I'm going to have the vertical speed down to 6. So the glide slope indicator will level, and when it levels, I'll go back to either 5 or 4. Okay, so we got one click of flaps in. Check that again. Yep, one click of flaps. And airspeed is a little high on the glide slope. Going to turn right 2 clicks. Going to change the vertical speed from 6 down to 5. And that should hold like another click no, I turned the wrong direction. I should have turned right. So I'm going to turn right 3 or 4 clicks, get back on the glide slope, pull the power back, hold about a little less than 80 knots. Okay. Glide slope indicator is looking good. The localizer is coming back. Remember, I got a heading in to the glide slope, so it's going to center. So when it centers, I'm going to go back to a heading of about 230. Okay, a little below glide slope, so I'm going to change that to 4. So vertical speed of 4 will get me back up. And my airspeed is good, and I'm going to change my heading back to about 3 degrees to hold the glide slope. Okay, so in an IFR type setting, I would start looking out at about 1,000 feet, maybe 900 feet, see if I can see the runway. So if we get below 1,000 feet here, we'll be able to see the runway. You can see the runway on the radar there, the primary flight speed. My airspeed is pretty good. I'm going to try to maintain 70 to 75 at this point. And so let's give a look for the runway. And there's the runway. A little too far out, so I'm going to go back to the instruments here, continue down. Glide slope is a little low, so I'm going to go back to maybe 300 feet per minute as I continue down. So at this point, we're looking pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and transition to visual flying. I can see the runway perfectly. Time to turn the autopilot off. Okay. The other thing I'm going to do here is put a second click of flaps and adjust my direction and rate of descent to what I feel is more normal. You can see the 4 VASI lights are white, which is just fine with me. You don't want to be dragging it in out here. But you can see my aim point. My aim point is right here where my arrow is, and that's going to land me short unless I pull back up. watching my airspeed at 70. I'll move the arrow out of the way. And so you aim a little short of the runway, and then you come in for your landing. My airspeed is looking good. This is a reasonably good long runway, so I don't have to worry about the third click of flaps. The VASI lights are saying they're all red, which is just fine with me. Time to land. Okay, really good landing. I greased that one on. Okay, I'm going to let it roll out a bit here, get back to the center of the runway. Landing off the center of the runway is no big deal for a little airplane like this and a big runway like that. So I'm going to put the brakes on, come to a halt, and I hope you enjoyed this cross-country flight. We're back home. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for the next videos.